And what's up, Fitness Animal peeps? Sorry, I had to fix my little thing there. All right, so today, actually it's 2 days, I didn't write down day 6, so I'm just going to go over it. I'll tell you what happened, exactly what happened. But so 2 things, something that I've never had happen in my life. I actually herniated my L4, L5 with Romanian Deadlifts when I was 25. So that actually was a pretty bad thing, but it was nothing like today in terms of where I was day 6 and what happened. Actually, day 7. Day 6, I forgot to write down, but I wanted to tell you about this. So here's the first thing. Always squat first. So I made that mistake on day 6, I believe. Yeah, all the racks were taken. I'm looking at my notes here, but all the racks were taken. And so I just did a military press. And I'm pretty much doing all heavy, about 5 to 8, about 4 to 7 rep ranges for everything for this MicroCycle, not mesocycle. Anyway, so I did a military press, and it was hard. It was good. I'm always working on my overhead press. And then I went and did squats, and holy shit, that sucked. I had to do 70% less. For sure, like 70%, maybe even 60% less. I've got all my numbers written down, but it was a lot less. I was not strong on my squats, my 60 or 70%. Yeah, it was 70% of the math. And it's just, you've got to plan this to where you do your squats first. That's the key. When you do your squats first, it allows your body, basically, man, this gets to be a mind game where you're going into the gym, you're like, fuck, I got to squat again. And I'm on tomorrow will be day 9. And I'm going to be posting video tomorrow for day 8 today. Today's day 8 was insane too. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. So watch tomorrow's video. But today's video was about day 6. And the biggest lesson I got from that was do your squats first. If you can't, that's fine. But you just know you're going to drop down a weight. This whole system it's just changing my body in crazy ways. And this is only the first 2 weeks. And this is acclimation period for me, man. This is nuts. So yeah, I'll tell you about tomorrow too. It's insane. But the amount of power that I'm able to derive, I shouldn't say power, I should say strength that I'm able to derive in my shoulders, everything's getting, that's partly due to like how my body is, all the training that I'm set up on. This program, the first one, this Squat EveryDang day program is squatting, and then I have 3 exercises, 2 to 3 exercises after that, max. It's usually around 2. So I'm only doing around 15 sets to sometimes 18 sets per workout. But they're all, I'll explain it all in the book. But anyway, so my body is just, I'm getting wider, fuller, and thicker, and strong as fuck. It's crazy. Everything's getting stronger. So what happened on the first time in my life this has ever happened, on day 7, I did my leg workout, and the squat racks were taken again. So I did Romanians first. Did my Romanians at like a weak weight for me at like 308 for sets, which is I did 5 or 4 or 5 reps, and that's just weak. Like I usually do 350, 375 or something for like 4 or 5 reps. And that's not easy, but it's anyway. So I went to do my squats after I did my deadlifts, and I was doing front squats, yeah. And I get up there and I just drop. I just fucking drop. It was crazy. So when I tore I actually herniated my L4, L5 when I was 25. I was Romanian deadlifting actually, and it was at 305 or 315. I can't remember the exact weight, but it was a little over 300, not much. And my form was just shitty because I was still learning. It took me years to get to where I'm at now for my form, and that's why I teach my clients is form is everything. So my point is that I dropped that weight, but I didn't slam the weight when I was doing Romanian deadlifts. I didn't just go, and I had a control of it, even though I herniated my disc. I was out of jiu-jitsu for 6 months completely. I was out of the gym for months and months. And then when I do surgeries, I've had 5 shots in my neck and 4 shots in my spine, the lower lumbar spine throughout my life. That was in my 20s because they were telling me I had really good insurance. They're like, take shots, it'll be fine. I was like, I don't need shots, but whatever. They did it, kind of helped for a little bit. I'm fine now. Anyway, I'm just training my body correctly. So long story short, on the day 7, I just because I did Romanians first, deadlifts first, which is good. My form's perfect. So that was fine. But I did my squats, my front squat, and I just dropped. I mean, the bar I have on a Rogue squat rack at the gym I'm at, and it's got the not hook. It's the, I don't know what they're called, the straps and that fucker just, and it was pretty freaky, man. I couldn't even. I loaded the weight, walked back, and then I went and I just dropped. Never had that in my entire life. So my point is, with this program, you've got to realize how fucking intense this is. Man, just be very careful if you're doing it. I'm not a doctor and I'm not paid to be one on TV. So this is not medical advice. Don't sue me because I'm not telling you to do something specifically. I am telling you to be very, very, very careful. That's, again, not medical advice. It's just my advice. If you're doing this program, just fucking know how hard it's going to be. If your form off, don't fucking do it. Because if you're doing horrible form, and one of my homies on here asked a question about his back. The heavier he goes on squats, the more his back gives out. Like, he feels a little weird in his lumbar spine. There's 2 things there. You need to spend time. He needs to spend time building up that as erector spinae, that whole kinetic chain of his back, that posterior chain needs to build that motherfucker up before you start going real heavy. You cannot go heavy on squats. I can do 450, 500 easy on squats. I haven't tried 600, but I don't think it's going to be that hard for me. I just don't care about 1RMs. But when I did 520, I worked it once. I think I worked it twice. It was just super easy. And only because of my back. It's not easy, but it's because my spine, I've got all this condition myself because of RDLs. I've done RDLs for so fucking long. And also jiu-jitsu's helped me because it's forced me to balance I don't have my strength levels. So my point is, if you're a fighter and you're training, lifting weights the way you should be, it's going to enhance your lifting. Your compound lifts, and it's also your compound lifts it's synergistic. You're going to get an enhanced. Anyway, it's pretty cool stuff. I'll talk more about that in another video. But so my key point here is I dropped the fuck out of the weight on day 7. Day 6, I dropped the weight. I didn't drop it, but I went down and I was like doing less. And I just was like, whoa, this is insane. The amount of weight that I could do normally. Just like a few days before that on front squats, I was doing like 350. Not 350, 315. Not easy, but pretty. But at 220, I was just like, ugh. It was sucked. It was crazy because I do your squats first. Be very, very careful when you're doing this program. Strengthen your back before you can try this program, but don't go heavy on this program. If you have an issue where your back, when you go heavy, is an issue, like one of my homies did, he was telling me on a message. What happens is you need to spend time building that kinetic chain up, right? That posterior chain. And when I say connect, everything moves synergistically, right? You can do this program. You just cannot go heavy. You just cannot go heavy. So if I'm training you, I'm going to ask you a bunch of different questions. I'm going to run you through a whole list of questions. I'm going to watch your form. I'm going to do all this stuff, right? And if it's off a little bit, you're not going heavy. You just can't, not yet. The thing about this program is you can do it every 3 to 4 months. You could do it for 6 months, but until you're at an elite level, I'd say do the 4 to 6 months, 4 to 6 weeks of this program, depending on your acclimation, and then go back to regular program. Maybe squat 2 or 3 times a week if you really want to. We really should twice a week after this. But yeah, this is a whole nother. I'm taking a rabbit trail here. But you heard my points. Do squats first. Be very careful about this program. It is very difficult. And number 3, if you have any low back stuff, you've got to focus on Romanian deadlifts and that whole your posterior chain, basically, and how everything works synergistically. Your erector's got to be strong, and it's not from doing ab curls. It's so fucking dumb. It's such a dumb exercise compared to all the stuff you can do in the gym. Anyway, I hope that helps, and rock on. And yeah, read the notes below, and just leave me a message or note, and I'll respond. All right, man. Thanks so much. And I'm just getting better at this, but I have to end the stream. Peace.